the first council of the church. You can see very visibly Acts chapter 15 as the big demonstration, very clear demonstration. Commentary 6-21, you see the hierarchical church, and you see here, under the leadership of St. Peter, please don't lock the door, because we close it. You see, under the meeting deliberates at length, let's not learn to devise a new truth or new principles. When the church proclaims a dogma, don't let the others criticize by saying, you see, there's a new truth. No, that's not correct. When the church pronounces a dogma, all the church is doing is they pronounce without any doubt that that's the truth that should have been believed from day one. Understand? In other words, in matters of disagreement among the faithful, the Pope, in union with the bishops, have to decide what is the truth that have to be believed in by all the faithful. That's the church dogma. So a church dogma is not a new truth. What it means is the old truth that is just being pronounced without any doubt by the church through the Pope in union with the bishops. Is that clear? That's the church dogma. It's not a new truth. It's the same truth from the beginning. It's just that it needs to be clarified by the church. Immaculate Conception is one. The Assumption. It doesn't mean, when was it? 1950, right? It doesn't mean Mary was assumed into heaven in 1950. No. The truth was from the beginning. It's just that because of the confusion around, the church has to define the truth. That's the church dogma. And that's Acts 15. If we look at the inspiring articles, there's a beautiful one here, The Light and the Shadow of the Heart. Please read that. You get touched by that. Then how to find God. The funny story is beautiful, but there's a very profound lesson. Read the funny story too, it's very beautiful. And quote will speak from St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. She really loved the church. Apologetics. Without me, you can do nothing. You have a discussion of remember Calvin, one of the reformers. And it's a good discussion. Look at how it started. Jesus did not say, without me you can do only a few things. He said, without me you can do nothing. John 15 verse 5. Because some Calvinists, they emphasize the divine causality as to diminished free will. Everything is predestined. Double predestination. So that means there's no more free will. No matter what I think, it doesn't matter because I've been destined for something. That's what's being discussed here. So please read this, okay? By the way, we have issues also with the Jesuits, as far as this is concerned. There's two things here. Free will or divine providence. If it's divine providence, as the Calvinists say, no more free will, forget about thinking, doing what is good. Forget about doing good things. Because everything is predestined. But that's not true. That's not what the Bible says. So please read this, okay? Be good. Very end. God and man are not on the same level of causality. God is a primary cause. Man is only a secondary cause. There can be no competition between God and man in terms of causal agency. Causal, you know what causal means? The cause. The cause. Okay? And of course, the good news is what we have discussed. We have many church fathers here. Okay. Any question? Any question? When I sent you the materials, it's good even if you read the electronic copy. Just browse through it, read through it. So you may have questions for me. I love questions because I learn from them. No question? John, you have a question?
Oh, about 74.
About 4 questions?
No, I did 74. Starting with Calvin.
Yeah. Bring one up.
Okay, Calvin has 5 points. The first one of which is the total depravity of humanity. That people left to their own devices will end up finding themselves in a sin mode.
Right.
And what you have is a situation where if you look around, you can make a case for that. So the question then becomes, well, okay, what about people who are saved, like Calvin? How do you know you're saved?
Again, divine providence versus free will. This is the main thrust of Calvin. And as if there's competition between the two. That's why I mentioned that last sentence there. There's no competition between the two. Because God is the primary and we are humans are secondary. I think that's the best way to address that. There's no competition. God will never force us. As I said before, He can never command that you love Him. He never commands us to love Him. He just wants us to respond to His love. The way He does it, He just shows us His love, utmost love for us. And hoping that we will respond back in love. But not force us to love Him. If we're not ready to accept Him in love.
Well, the Calvin idea is that you don't really have a case. You're saved like him, or you're going to hell, such as the rest of us.
Yeah, predestination, you see? There's predestination.
And that's because we'll get out there, we'll commit sin, which he never did, allegedly, according to himself. There seems to be a certain subjectivity here, which seems to be, well, I know I'm okay. I'm okay, you're not okay. And there's implications to that, which I find interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Sibelius would be a great example of that on the contemporary scene.
Oh, yeah. By the way, this is only part, this is only part 1 of 2. There's a part 2 next week, so stay tuned. Yeah, very well. It's a good, let's discuss that more next week, because we have the part 2 next week. But I included here the answer of the Calvinists, what they say really, and then what the church says. It's a good discussion. That we have profound answers to every issue they raise. All right, so let's pray, shall we? Maybe we should do like in the grammar school. The teacher assigns who will ask the questions. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. We can never thank you enough for your goodness, Lord God.